light shining. It is a good feeling. Comrade Chairman, the most famous councillor in the People's National Party, my dear sister, Comrade Karen Carty, Councillor Stephen Williams, Comrade Goskell, Comrade Levy, Comrade Shirley, Comrade King Arthur, the great man, my husband Elombe, may come in his 34 years strong. And when I come carried and they still call me Mrs. Bora Singh. And my dear friend, my comrade, my brother, Comrade Richard Eza. And you, the comrades, the workers and the supporters of the People's National Party, the word is love. I know you're tired. I know you've had a long day. And there's so much things to say. So much things to say. Because, comrades, we are on the eve of the most important decision that we will ever make in our lives. We are on the eve of a general election. Most important. And you notice, every time we think that it will call them back. Yes. Every time we say the time is here, now, them back. And the reason why they are backing off is because they know what the outcome is going to be. They know that the people of Jamaica are done with them. Yes. You see one run from Northwest and several trying to come, but tell them it don't matter who come. It don't matter who come, because they're going to get a beating. They're going to get an assing. We are going to send back any refugee who dares to cross the border into this constituency. Because this constituency is represented by one of the most hard-working and dedicated comrades in the People's National Party. When he lost the seat, I frightened. I never believed that Richard Azan could lose. And I called up some people and we said we have to have a magisterial recount. And we count the ballots and he's still lost. But you know what? He has never left you. He's still here, serving you with you day in, day out. I have walked with him, and he knows every single voter in this constituency. And let me tell you this, he didn't just start serving the people when he became Member of Parliament. He would not remember, but I shall not forget when he told me that he wanted me to come up here and run in this constituency after Karl Marshall left. And I turned to him and said, Comrade Azan, you should run. And he said, me? And I said, yes. I said, I have watched you. And the feeling that you have for the people of Northwest, the service which you give to the people of Northwest, nobody can come from outside and match you. And I have watched him. I have watched him grow into that position. I have watched him as a minister, and I have seen his performance. And I know one thing. As he said, God is working his purpose out. And he needed to lose so that you all could realize what he had brought to you. And I know one thing. You will never make that mistake again. As long as he's willing to serve, you will allow him to serve. And the difference between him and other people is clear. I ask a question as I go across Jamaica. And I ask you here tonight, if any of you employed somebody to grow your business, to help you to make good profits, to help you to bring viability to your business, and instead of going up, your business goes down. You're getting poorer and poorer. as this country is getting poorer and poorer. And then when you check it out and you reflect, you find out that the person you hire to run your company has 28 bank accounts, is passing 437 million through those accounts, and has 4 companies operating.
Richard, you will hire him.
And not only that, but he has done a doctorate on your job. What would you do with that man? Fire him! You would have to fire him because he has spent your money and your time growing his business and doing his personal business and neglect your own.
Fire him, ladies on the left him.
And there are so many women in this group. So many women who work so hard to make a living for themselves and their families. They deserve better. You running your little business. Some of you have a stall where you sell to the school children. Some of you go to the market to sell food stuff that you pay a bag of money for, and sometimes you watch it spoil on you because you can't sell it for what it needs to be sold for to make a money. And in the meantime, the person you hired to run your business and to ensure prosperity is only prospering himself and a few of his friends. What can go so? What can go so? And that is why I say to you, comrades, that this election is the most important election that we have ever had to vote in. It's not just about the lack of governance. It's not just about the corruption. It is about the deception. These people practice deception more than anything else. Let's look at George Wright. How that just happened. Remember, let's say George Wright never do nothing. Them say them never know who on the video with a stool up batter the woman. I don't know, she's the strongest woman I've ever seen. Because every time I see that video, I cringe. When I see that stool battering that woman and she still stand up strong. He resigned from the party, although he never did anything. They put him over the opposition benches as an independent, although he never do nothing. And then keep him out there for 3 years. And then suddenly now, he's back. And they say that's all right. And I hear some commentators saying it's not PNP business that. But it's every woman's business, and it's every well-thinking man's business, because 1 in 4 women are beaten day and night. And comrades, believe me when I tell you, it's not just woman getting beaten, because sometimes the man get beaten too. We do not support violence at all, and we do not think that a member of parliament should sit in the house when we see the way that he has abused a woman. Because it's only because we catch him one time. We catch him one time. But if he will do that in public, can you imagine what takes place when the door locks? I remember women of Northwest, when he was speaking in the Parliament of Jamaica, and 2 women from the government benches moved and went to the opposition side to give him comfort, to encourage him, to build him up, but they never condemned him. For the first time, we had so many women in Parliament, and not one single one of them stood up for the women of Jamaica. We want women who will fight for us. We want women who will demand justice for us.
Yes.
And in this new era, when the People's National Party forms this government again, I promise you, you will have women who will stand by your side. You will have women behind you, and you will have women leading you. But no woman shall ever forsake you. You know, I heard Comrade Maria talking about how difficult it is to open a bank account. And you know the problems. My God. All that is left for them to ask you is what color underwear you wore today. Because you have to give so much information.
Yes.
And when the integrity report came out, and I heard that they said that the leader of this country opened an account at National Commercial Bank with no money in it. None. But a couple days after, 143,000 US came from SSL to his account. And I'm saying that he should explain to the people of this country how come SSL money end up in his account. Because right now, we're still searching for the money from SSL. And Bolt is asking, what happened to me? Where is my money? And I say, no, the government is saying, but we don't have anything to do with the money. You have everything to do with the money. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. That you would make Jamaica's reputation suffer when our national hero, or the most famous Jamaican next to Bob Marley, can say, them thief me money and me not hear nothing about it. Remember when the Minister of Finance said he couldn't find the file? One of the brightest minds in this country never see the file about SSL. Come on, man. Them take with just fool. Every day them take with a fool. The people of this country need to demand some answers. And let me tell you something. We have to begin to stand up for our rights.
Amen.
When Comrade Carty says she is the maroon for Northwest, all of us have to be the maroons. We have to stand up for our rights, because if we don't stand up now, this government is going to become a dictatorship where it's not just persons who say anything about Andrew, they're going to run under the bed and take out. It's all of us will be in that position. You know, I know that Portmore is far from you. I know some of you have never been to Portmore, but I want you to watch what they're doing with Portmore. I want you to watch what they're doing with Portmore, because they are making Portmore a parish in spite of what the people say. The member of parliament from over there says, people are saying, you know, that Portmore doesn't have the amenities to be a parish. We will expand the tax office. We will expand the courts. We'll put in a hospital. Put it in first. Put it in first. Because you never keep your promises to the people of this country yet. When you promise prosperity, you never tell us it was for a handful of people. You made all of us feel that we were going to be prosperous and get $18,000 per month in our pocket. So don't tell us that in the future you will put in these things in Portmore. And last night, did you watch television last night? To see the shame that the JP brought on us again? The people having their peaceful consultation about Portmore. The people who live in Portmore. And some person there who I know don't live in Portmore come there to mash up the meeting.
Exactly.
Because they do not want the people's voices to be heard. This government is a government that says once you vote for them, get out of their way and let them do whatever they want. Is that how you want to live your life? With people who are there with BlackBerry looking like them come from the military and they come to fight you down? With people there who are bullying you every day? Is that how you want to live your life? But guess what? If you don't come out and vote and get all of your friends to come out and vote, that is how you're going to live your life. Democracy is under threat. When decisions are made in favor of a few who want to retain power and not on behalf of the people. And they have made it clear. MP Warmington has said the whole purpose of turning Portmore into a parish is so that they can cut off all the PNPs and send it to their knees daily. And they can secure the parish for themselves. This is a model where you can actually vote for your mayor. It should happen all over Jamaica, Mayor. It should happen all over Jamaica that we can choose. And they want to take away those rights from us. But if we are not maroons, if we are not prepared to fight, if we are not prepared to stand up, by the time it has happened, we won't even know. It will be too late. I want to say this because I'm really thinking about the time. I want you to think about the PNP leaders. And how it is that they have approached service to the people. Norman Washington Manley was one of the best lawyers, not just in Jamaica, in the Caribbean, in the region, and in the world. He gave his entire life to the people of this country. He owned a lot of property. All of Drumblair he owned. And by the time he died, his wife Edna was almost a pauper. She tells the story of saving just a little piece of land so she could build a little home on, because Norman Manley spent all of his money on the People's National Party and the people of Jamaica. He went in a rich man and came out a poor man. Michael Manley is known internationally, one of the most famous speakers in the world. When he went on tour and earned money, it was to go back into PNP coffers. P.J. Pattison was a distinguished attorney, a Queen's Counsel, earning whole heap of money. And he spent all of his money in the People's National Party. Portia Simpson Miller, you know Sister P. Them can't say nothing about her. She sent people to jail for corruption. Because I don't know if you all remember Jack Smith of the Jamaica Labour Party, who steal farm workers' money and go jail for it. And his sister P said, I am not putting up with corruption on behalf of any minister, no matter how well I know them, even if them is my friend. You can't thief farm worker money and not pay the price.
Prime Minister next one, I'll go down there.
And let me say this.
Prime Minister next one.
Nobody can accuse Peter David Phillips of going there and enriching himself. And as for Mark Golden, as for Marky G, that man has everything that he needs in his back pocket already. He don't have to take anything that belongs to anybody else and put it there. We have leaders of integrity. We have leaders of integrity. They have never been investigated for any fraudulent activity. Nobody can look at them and say they have only had one job as a parliamentarian and have a big house on any hill. And when they asked Andrew about his big house on Beverly Hills, he said we bad mind him and he wants everybody to have a big house. Can you imagine how I felt when I see him go to Clifton and lick down the woman's house. Don't it? Lick down the woman's house after him tell us he want everybody to have a big house. And this is why I say to you, comrades, that when he talks about prosperity, he doesn't include you in that. In Jamaica, 55% of people go to bed hungry. 55% of people do not have proper nutrition, do not have a proper meal in a day. And him, his lifestyle is such that it appears as though he thinks he's royalty. You know, they say that the unemployment rate is 3.6%, the lowest it has ever been in the history of Jamaica. And I know so many people who don't have a job. And the people who have a job, by the time they pay bus fare and then buy lunch, they can't even buy baby milk. The people of Jamaica are suffering. We have gotten poorer and poorer every day. And comrades, as I said, so much things to say. So much things to say because I don't even touch on the constitutional reform yet. So we will talk about it another day because we need a long time to talk about the mischief that is being created.
Exactly, yeah.
I tell them all the time, you know, that the one mistake that they have made is that they don't remember that this time they can't go to Parliament and do a constitutional amendment in 1 hour. That this time it is the people of Jamaica who have to vote in a referendum. So if you don't agree with it, it nah go happen. And if they ignore what the People's National Party is saying, which come make us sit down and talk this thing over, but we final court of appeal like two big people, instead of you behaving like it's you alone run things. You don't run things, it's the people run things. And it's the people's vote that matters. You understand that? They can't ignore the people this time because it's not about a majority in the Parliament. And they forget why they're in Parliament, which is to represent the people, because they're only representing themselves. And so, comrades, time comes. We are the government. The People's National Party is the government for this time. For this time, this special time. This time when a world around us is confused. When we don't know what is happening to our people who are being deported. Without even any compassion for holding families together. For this time, when poverty is staring us in the face, although the book says something else. This time, when our rights and freedoms are being threatened. This time, when people are putting themselves first instead of putting the people first. This time is a time for the People's National Party. We are standing firm. We are putting people first. It is power to the people.
Power to the people.
It is the word is love for the people. It is don't stop the progress. All of the things that we have said to you and we have delivered on, we are going to do it again. We cannot do it without you. Our hearts are clean. Our hands are clean. We are truly dedicated to serving the people. But you have to give us that opportunity. Here is the man who God has chosen at this time again. King Arthur, the stone that the builder refused, where shall be the cornerstone for progress. The stone that the builder refused shall be the foundation for progress. The stone that the builder refused will bring a better Jamaica. The stone that the builder refused will transform Northwest Clarendon. Your playfield will come back. Your community center will come back. Your roads going to come back. Your services going to come back. You're going to keep your post offices. Old people will be joyful again. Young people will look forward to the future again, because we know the word is love. My comrades, the word is love.